Welcome back to the Deep Dive Den. I'm the Honey Bun Hobo.
And I'm the Boogie Woogie Man.
Last time, we took a dungeon dive into Tales of the Fate-Driven. The Void, Fate, Broken Heroes, and a whole lot of catastrophic fantasy.
Today, we're doing our first movie dive. The film is Obsession. On paper, it's about Bear, a hopeless romantic who used a cursed One Wish Willow to make his crush, Nikki, love him more than anyone else in the world. But in reality, it's a slow-motion car crash about consent, manipulation, and what happens when magic turns a person into a puppet.
We're keeping the same structure, surface level, into the depths, hidden currents, and off the deep end. But outside of this opening, we're letting the conversation breathe. Think of this as sitting in the den, processing the absolute chaos of this movie with you.
Quick content warning before we get started. Obsession includes emotional abuse, self-harm, graphic violence, sexual assault, and the idea of magically overriding someone's free will. If that's not what your brain needs today, feel free to skip this one and come back next time. We will not blame you.
No. We'll start spoiler light with surface level so you can get the vibe of the movie without all the gruesome detail. After that, the spoiler wall goes up and we're talking oxycodone, Jenga, and murder in the park.
You know, your typical stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's get right into the surface level.
Alright, so I think we should start by setting up the core cast. Okay?
Ah, yes. The four main characters. And Andy Richter.
Okay. So yeah, Bear, he's a shy romantic.
Yeah, he's the main character of the movie.
Right. He's a shy romantic. He works in a music store and is clearly in love with his coworker, who's also his friend, Nikki.
Nikki, the other co-star of this movie. And if you've seen anything of the promotional material, truly the breakout star of this film.
She's really the hidden star.
Yeah.
I know Bear's the main character.
Yeah.
But the acting Nikki does is far beyond any other in the movie.
I can't remember Bear's actor's name. His name is Michael something?
It's Baron.
I'm talking about the actor, not the character.
Oh, my bad.
But I know the actress's name that plays Nikki, Indy Neveretti. I hope I did not butcher that pronunciation.
Well, let's hope.
Let's pray.
The other two main characters are Ian and Sarah.
Yes,
and
the two best friends of each of the titular characters.
Yeah, they're also the other co-workers / friends that are part of the same social circle.
Yeah, very big air quotes on friends, but we'll get into that later.
In the surface, like the beginning of the movie, we learn and see that Bear's cat Sandy dies after eating his oxy, which was
his medicine.
Yeah, his medicine, which is pretty sad, honestly. Like, first of all, how did the cat get into his medicine cabinet? Come on now.
Yeah, it's definitely a quick way to like hook the audience. Like, yeah, this movie is gonna hit you right in the feels. It's definitely gonna get real sad real quick.
Oh yeah,
we're killing off a pet. Yeah.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediate.
Later on in one of the scenes in the beginning, we learn that Bear is at a crystal shop or new age shop where he tries to buy Nikki a new crystal, and he wants to buy her a tiger's eye, but instead buys a novelty One Wish Willow, where you break it and you get one wish.
Yeah, it's a little like branch thing in a box. You open it up, it plays some music, much like that. I will let you take that one, Honey Bun.
No.
He's not going to take. He's dedicated to the craft of podcasting. But so I guess we'll just take that one from the top. Or are we leaving that in?
We'll leave it in. It's pretty natural.
All right. Yes. But yes, it's a novelty thing that you'd see anywhere. Kind of like what's a good example? There's like you're just gonna stay quiet there.
Like a rabbit's foot kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like that. Just something, the advertising is, make a wish, it comes true. It's simple, it's effective.
Right.
A branch in the box, instructions, take it out, state your wish, break it. And he buys that instead of getting her the tiger's eye stone to replace her necklace that she loses.
Right, which in hindsight was probably a big mistake.
Yeah, pretty selfish. It's like, hey, I'm going to do this really nice thing. I'm going to replace this item for her. I can't find it. I'm just going to get her something else entirely.
Yeah. After a group hang between Nikki and Bear and I think Ian
and Sarah.
Yeah, so they were all there. Yeah. After their little hang at the bar, Nikki directly asks if Bear likes her, and he panics and denies it.
Yeah. So they have a whole car ride just talking about different stuff. They talk about Bear's cat dying, some other personal stuff, and it ends with him trying to ask her out on a date, failing, and out of frustration, Nikki just asks, "Hey, do you like me? Now's the time to tell me."
Mm-hmm. And whenever he freaks out and panics and denies it, she says okay and walks away.
Yep, and clearly annoyed.
Oh yeah, and frustrated, he reaches in his bag and breaks the One Wish Willow and wishes Nikki loved him more than anyone in the world.
Mm-hmm. And that is where the carnage begins.
Yes. Immediately after that, she suddenly shows up needing to stay at his place. Mm-hmm. I think she kisses him. Does she kiss him?
Not right there at the car. She starts acting weird immediately, like a flip is switched.
Yeah.
Or switch is flipped. And yeah, she just starts acting weird, not herself. She even freaks out at herself, like, why? Whoa, what's going on? What the hell? And that kind of stuff. And to try and calm Bear down once he's like, whoa, Nikki, you're kind of freaking me out. What's going on? She tells him, my dad's dying. My dad's dying of cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. Something I want to ask you is, if you turn the movie off right after that scene, what kind of movie would you think it is?
So, right after he makes the wish and takes her back to his place?
Yeah.
I think it's a movie about a very dumb guy. Because who would see that and you know what? She just told me her dad is dying. She's clearly in dire straits. Of course she needs to sleep with me right now. Of course she needs to come back to my place.
What an insensitive guy.
What insensitive? What a sensitive saint. What a Chad Thunder. Well, won't say that on the podcast. What a Chad.
Honestly, if I turned it off in that scene and tried to think about what kind of movie this is, I would probably label it as just some... I really don't know. It's more of a...
kind of like a more introspective, maybe toxic romance kind of thing.
Yeah, something where the woman falls for the bad boy kind of thing. Even though he's clearly not.
Bear is the epitome of a bad boy.
But it gives off that's the only other scenario in which it would be okay for someone to do that.
Well, I don't think in any scenario it's okay. I think
it's not okay. I mean, okay in a movie to do that.
Yeah, I to explore that kind of idea.
Yeah,
I do see where you're going with that. But we're just going over the synopsis right now, so we'll get into more of the themes and how shady all of this really is, and how shady Bear is.
Oh yeah. Something else I want to ask you before we continue on is: does the first act sell as if it's a weirdly sweet romance, or do you feel like it's a kind of a creep factor from the start?
To me, it's got to be a creep factor from the start. So if you haven't seen the movie, stop right now and go watch the movie. What are you doing? Stop it. Don't. This is the only time I'll tell you to not watch our podcast. Go watch the movie. Because if you haven't seen the movie, then when he makes the wish, you can tell immediately it's taken effect.
Oh yeah.
She turns around and she's just standing there, in deep shadow, and that's one of like the visual motifs they use that throughout the entire movie, where the character Nikki, the entire time that she has the One Wish Willow on her. Why are you looking at me like that? You're looking so intensely on the camera.
I don't
you look
mean
so
to.
weird.
I don't mean to.
You're fine. But she, like, whenever the One Wish Willow takes over, she's just drenched in shadow the entire movie almost, and it's just so well done. Like, it's so visually striking, and you notice it immediately.
Oh yeah, I agree. And it's like throughout the movie, you'll see her just standing in the background.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that. That's my favorite thing in horror movies, when like the monster or like the creepy thing is just like sitting in the back. It's not doing it. It's just watching. It's stalking. I love it when movies do that. It's my favorite kind of horror trope.
From here on out, full spoilers for Obsession, including dead cats, cursed wishes, and a Jenga game that goes horribly wrong.
Yeah. Spoiler wall is up. Let's go into the depths.
So some of the key... We'll start with Act 1.
Yeah.
This is going to be over the big arcs and beats of each act or arc. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll start with Arc 1, how the wish works, okay?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Nikki's overnight shift, the first cracks, and then we'll ask each other some questions in a minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, once we get out of the first act, then we can really start diving into how crazy the wish is.
Oh, yeah. So, we'll talk about one of the shifts in Nikki's behavior immediately after making the wish.
Yeah.
When she
she changes, her metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Another what is
so, the first super weird thing she does is she makes a memorial with the cat Sandy. Makes a memorial with her remains.
Yes. So to set up the stage of events, so Bear's cat dies. That night he hangs out with Nikki, Ian, and Sarah. Fails to tell Sarah how he feels about her. Then he makes the wish on the One Wish Willow. Nikki starts acting weird. And then she asks, hey, I want to stay over at your place tonight. Mm-hmm. Then he allows it. Pretty scummy, kind of taking advantage of the situation. Because he wasn't able to say, he himself wasn't brave enough to be like, I like you. Can we hang out sometimes? No, he took advantage of her being like, hey, I really kind of need you right now. Can I stay over? And he's like, well, yeah, of course I want to. And then she stays the night. A little bit more weird stuff happens. She starts acting even weirder, but nothing too bad. So he just kind of like lets her stay in his bed, and he sleeps on the floor. And then when he wakes up, boom, dead cat. Dead ass cat.
Yep, just in the kitchen,
on the floor. She got the cat out of the garden, or wherever he had. Did he bury?
I want to say he buried it. I don't think it's specified.
Where did he put Sandy? He didn't just put her in the garbage.
I hope not.
That would just be another layer to bear if all he did was just put her in the garbage. That would be awful.
I think when she made the memorial, she put rose petals around it, didn't she?
Yeah, like letters and candles and whatnot.
Okay. Her main excuse for that whole interaction was the night before that, whenever she confessed that her father had died, she lied and said that her excuse was that she was on MDMA.
Yeah, a drug of some, I don't know.
I think it's a hallucinogen.
Yeah. She says that she was on drugs that night. The night that Bear made the One Wish Willow wish.
Mm-hmm. And then like the next day after that, after that whole thing, Bear goes into work with Nikki.
Yeah.
And talks to their mutual friend Ian while they're at work, and Ian points out that just the day before, Nikki was calling Bear her little brother.
Yeah. It literally even told Sarah how he was in the friend zone.
Yeah. I think that comes on later on.
I think that's a later revelation. But essentially, Ian it's another thing. Like before the One Wish was made, Bear was in the friend zone.
Oh, definitely. He was deep in the friend zone. There was no shot.
Yeah.
And we come to find out that Ian tells.
No. Let's save that for after what happens at the music store. So Nikki and Bear come into work. Nikki's obviously acting weird. Bear talks to Ian. Ian's like weirded out, like, "Hey, I thought she like friend zoned you. What's the deal with all that?" And Bear goes back home. And that same night, like, Nikki comes in and confesses, "Hey, Bear, I'm in love with you. Are you in love with me?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then the movie never really specifies how long it is.
Like, no, there's like a little montage of like happy moments.
Yeah. So a part of me would think it's very funny if it was only like a week.
That'd be awful.
It would be awful.
Like that'd be a huge change from when the wish started to just after that.
Yeah.
That'd be a dramatic jump.
There's a reason why I think it's a short amount of time, but we'll get into it later. We'll touch up on it when we go into Act 2.
Okay. So while they're, I think, is it in the music store when? Oh no, it's when they go to dinner.
The dinner scene.
The dinner scene. I think Ian calls Bear and he stands up to take the phone call.
Yeah, Ian calls him twice and he's like, Ian's calling me. I better go take it, see what he's talking about.
Yeah. And during the phone call, Ian tells him that he contacted the hospital. She said her dad was getting his cancer treated, and the hospital doesn't even know him. They've never seen him, heard of him, nothing. So Ian tells Bear that Nikki lied about her dad's cancer.
He even talked to the dad himself, and he was like, I don't know what the hell Nikki's talking about.
Yeah. So
Nikki, from the beginning of the wish, the One Wish, the Willow Nikki, as I've been calling her, the other Nikki, Willow Nikki has been lying from the start.
I think it's a good thing to differentiate. So anytime we're talking about actual Nikki, we'll say Nikki. But at any point where we know the wish is interfering or taking control, we'll say Willow Nikki.
So we're going to make it clear right now what kind of movie this is. This is pretty much a possession movie, except instead of like a demon or a ghost, it's literally a magical wish that is possessing a person. That's kind of the vibe of it. There's even like one moment you can say it's not really an Exorcist reference. I think it's an Exorcist reference. That's what I immediately thought of when I saw it. We'll talk about that later. But it very much is like, this isn't Nikki. Like, it is telling us this almost from the beginning with how you see the real Nikki try and break free of Willow Nikki's control.
Yeah. I think later after that dinner, that same night, is they went to bed, they went to sleep.
They did more than go to sleep.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
We're not talking about it right now.
No,
we're not going to talk about her freaking out when Bear confronts her at the dinner.
Oh yeah, we can address that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
So whenever Bear he straight up asks her, does your father really have cancer? And she stands up and starts saying, No.
We were having a good dinner. We were having a good time.
And she's saying this, standing up loud enough.
Causing a scene.
Yeah, causing a scene. Everybody around them heard it and looked.
Yeah. This movie does something great where it is cringy. Like, it has those kind of moments that kind of like give you like secondhand cringe, even though it's not real. Like, because I feel like we've all kind of had that situation where someone's just being a little too loud in public.
Oh yeah.
And it's just kind of like, I don't like that. This movie does a great job with making, because it's not just scary, it has those moments of cringe, but it's not like overbearing to the point where I don't want to watch it anymore. Like, I still, like, I'm still glued in. I'm still enraptured by the whole experience.
Right, because you don't really know what to expect next. This movie's a little weird in the sense of it follows a certain trope or stereotype of horror movies, but it leaves enough unexplained that it keeps you locked in to find out what's going to happen after.
Yeah. Like, there were a lot of moments in the movie where I'm like, oh, this is going to happen, and I'm still shocked. This movie is really perfect in how it builds suspense. It's suspense and tension.
So now we'll move into the after the dinner scene.
Yeah.
They go back home, and they go to bed. I think this is...
Yeah, they go to bed.
Yeah, they go to bed. We'll talk about the activities they do before bed later. But after they go to sleep, at some point, Bear wakes up. I think the alarm clock said between like 2 and 3
it was
in the morning. It was somewhere super early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over to his right and doesn't see Nikki there at all.
So it's dark there. Yeah, there's no one in the bed. He's all alone.
And so, he starts looking around the room. And, if you're laying on the bed and you're looking down at the foot, it'd be off in the right-hand corner from him.
Yep.
You see Nikki standing there, just standing,
in the
staring.
Dark.
In the dark corner.
And he asks, Nikki, what are you doing? Oh, I just like to watch you sleep.
Yeah.
And it's...
super weird.
Oh, it's super creepy. Immediately. I have never been more scared of white women in my entire life.
And then, he turns the light on and tries to talk her into coming back to bed, and she starts freaking out.
Oh, it's bad, yeah.
Really freaking out. And so he turns she tells him,
go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
He turns the light off. She goes back in the corner, and
he starts to lay back in bed. And he attempts to go to sleep, and then what does she scream? It's like, "Why don't you love me?"
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
And then it jars Bear awake, and the scariest moment almost in the movie. She's not in the corner anymore, and it's like, "Oh God, where is she? Where is she? Oh God, no! Where did she go?"
And isn't that the same scene where she goes and gets the flower pot?
Yeah, the vase full of flowers.
So after she yells that and screams, she runs out of the room, grabs a little flower pot about the size of her head, and puts it in front of her face and runs back in, facing towards Bear.
Yeah, basically she's hiding her face with the vase. I just got the symbolism of it. I really want to know what kind of flowers were in those vases.
Well, what kind of symbolism are you thinking?
That the vase is the Willow Nikki, and behind it is the real Nikki. Like, hey, this is a mask.
That's a great symbolism.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the flowers in the vase were some sort of willows or something.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're... Here, I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to look up, willow flowers.
Yeah, let's dig into this a little bit.
Doing some in-the-pod research.
I guess I'll continue on while he talks about that. So, after she stands there looking at him from behind the vase for a moment, she ends up, he tells her, Nikki, you're scaring me. And she jerks the flower pot out from in front of her face and says, these are for Sandy, and puts them on the bedside table and gets in bed like nothing happened.
Yeah, and and another aspect of the movie that's really good is the fact that even though it's very tense and scary, it's also got a lot of great moments of dark comedy in it. And this is probably one of the funnier scenes in the movie. And not my favorite funny scene. We'll talk about my favorite funny scene at the very end of the movie. Bear's just kind of sitting there. He doesn't really know what to do. Willow Nikki is sitting next to him, and he tries to get up to leave, and Willow Nikki just screams, "Stay!" And he just gets back, and he just sits there, lays there. It's tense, but at the same time, it's pretty funny, especially with just how quick Bear is yep, all right, yeah.
Yep, I'm just going to go along
yeah.
So something did you find out what the flowers were?
No, I didn't. I just looked up what willow flowers look like, and maybe I don't know. I'd have to watch that scene again.
So we'll do a little more digging into that in
Yeah.
the next episode before we take our dive into that episode.
Yeah.
We'll fill you guys in.
It's like, we figured it out, guys. We figured it out before we talked about our new thing.
Yeah. So something I want to talk about or ask you about Arc 1 is, when was the first moment you thought, okay, this is the Wish, not Nikki?
When the moment that she like shakes out of it and goes, "What the?" When he first makes the wish, and Nikki goes over to the car, or Willow Nikki, we should say, goes over to the car and starts talking to him. She's like, yes, yeah. What the? And she has that moment of breaking. You and me, in the theater, we literally looked at each other and was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, like we understand what's happening.
It's this kind of movie. Uh-oh.
Wait,
no. We were having a good movie.
She briefly tries to gain control, and that's when she's like, "Whoa, I'm acting super weird," and then the wish takes over immediately after that.
Yeah. Now I think the what the moment was her, and I think that, wow, I'm acting super weird was Willow Nikki trying to recover from that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the moments where we actually see fear on her face are her. Though there are a lot of moments in the movie where it's kind of like it's her.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
I'll have to do a little dive on that myself.
Yeah.
Any questions you want to ask me about Arc 1?
I'm trying to think. Okay. Did you ever buy the idea that she had feelings before the wish? Or was it literally all just the spell?
I don't think she had any feelings for him before the wish at all. And the reason I think that is she treated him almost like a little brother, or a
platonic friend.
Yeah, a platonic friend. I could go a little deeper than that and say she treated him kind of like a tool. That's a little far, but the majority of what we see in the beginning is him giving her rides, using him for transportation, and barely any conversation between the two.
I wouldn't say barely any conversation. It was conversation with someone that you would consider a friend. Yeah, so I will say I've looked at some interviews for this movie between the director and the actors. They've said that like there is a chance that Nikki actually would have given Bear a chance. Like she would have at least gone out on a date with him if when she said, "This is your chance,"
right? Like, this is your chance to tell me if you have feelings for me.
Yeah, she was at the very least like she didn't care about him romantically, but she was kind of like, "Okay, clearly you're into me. I just want to I'm interested, kind of, to see where it goes."
Right. I want to see what you think you have to offer.
Yeah, kind of like that. But yeah, I don't want to paint Nikki. Pre-wish. I feel like you could kind of make some arguments that Nikki's kind of a person. Not really. I think more selfish, not necessarily, but more self-oriented, selfish, kind of. That being selfish doesn't necessarily make you the biggest piece of shit. You're just looking out for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, your own interests. Your own future, depending on how serious a relationship is to get.
True. I feel like the only crime you can really say that Nikki committed was maybe leading Bear on. But at the same time, she also did just kind of say, like, hey, I'm giving you your out.
Right.
Either take it, grow some balls, man up.
And tell me. Or nothing's ever going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And he blew it.
Take a little
he blew it and decided, hey, I'm essentially going to just use this fortune cookie, essentially, and just so happens the fortune cookie
it delivered.
It delivered.
It said bet.
Hey, we're going all in. $17.
Let it ride. You want to listen to Arc 2? I think we've done enough over Arc 1.
Yes. Arc 2. Will that encompass
I think it encompasses the
because I feel like arc one ends really with at the very least it ends with like the night where she has the face and watching.
Yeah.
Oh, so I get to talk about the morning after that night. I forgot about that. This is the part of the movie where I'm like, it's this night and this morning where you start to really realize, oh, Bear's not the hero of the story. There's no chance that Bear is going to come out of this doing the right thing. Like, we kind of can tell from this second arc of the movie, like, Bear's not the good guy here. He never was.
I think arc 2 is where it really defines the movie as a horror movie.
Yeah, definitely. And it definitely starts to paint the themes like clear, like, like now we're past the fantasy aspect and now we're into the consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So after the night that Nikki freaks out with the vase, he wakes up and he has a conversation not with Nikki, with Willow Nikki, basically saying like, hey, things were normal. Like, I kind of like, why are you acting strange? Why is this? I'm worried about you, that kind of stuff. And Nikki is still acting weird. She's still, I can't remember the full conversation that they have, but essentially Willow Nikki asks, do you love me? Do you love me? And at that point, it's like, Bear, you don't love her. This isn't her. Mm-hmm. Something's wrong. But he still says it. Like, yeah, I love you. And it's like, it was when he said that, I was like, are you kidding
me? She hits him with a, okay.
Okay, yeah. Because she knows he doesn't mean it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like he thinks he means it when he says it right there. I really do. Like, I don't think that's just lip service. I think he thinks he believes it. But he's at the point where it's just, Bear is a piece of shit. He, like, I'm trying to dance around it as best as I can, but he's not a great guy.
No, he's definitely the bad boy of the story.
The bad he's a bad boy. But I do love he goes to leave for work, and Nikki stays there. I do remember this part of the conversation. It's like, do you like my smile? And she just like...
Yeah, and then she hands him like a lunch, right?
She hands him a lunch, but I want to talk about the smile before I go into the lunch, because what the face Bear makes, I want to talk about that. But yeah, she's like, do you like the smile? And he's like, no, I don't. It's creepy. It's weird. And she's like, oh, okay. I just find that part hilarious. But anyway, he tells her, I love her. And then he goes to leave. She hands him a lunch that she made. And, the camera is panned on his face. And you can see Bear's, like, freaking out. He's like, oh, and you're like, oh, so was all of what he was saying a lie? Was he, like, just trying to say that to get out of the situation better? And then it pans to the door. And this is one of my favorite reveals in the movie. The door, Willow Nikki has duct taped the entire door. And when I say duct taped the entire door, I mean that got 5 rolls of duct tape.
It just went to town.
It is insane. Like, you understand the look on Bear's face immediately. It's like, oh, you start pulling, like, oh no. And I remember when she said, just like, oh, if you can't get out the door, you might as well just stay here. And he's like, nope, I gotta get to work. I can get it open. And he's like struggles hard to get out the door. It's scary. It really is scary, but funny at the same time. And very important, as he walks out the door, Nikki kind of just stands there, motionless. She goes into that smile, that weird smile that she was doing. And this is where I have that exorcist moment. And she just starts pissing herself. She starts pissing on the floor, just standing there motionless. And I feel like we can talk about one of the themes in the movies that I saw in an interview that they kind of bring up. We'll bring this up later as we talk about another aspect of the movie that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember how it's phrased, but it was in an interview with the actress Indy Neveretti. She plays Nikki. She's talking about, like, yeah, we really wanted to play with the idea that, like, if she's not being perceived by Bear, does she really exist? And so they play with that in multiple ways. So literally when she's out of shot, she's literally just, like, doing nothing. Just waiting for Bear to come back.
Yeah, that's a good thing to, like, try and think about. Like, if Bear's not in the picture, is Willow Nikki even a thing?
It's not a thing to her. No. It's more so just, like, the real Nikki they're talking about.
Okay.
So it kind of goes with, he's not ever talking to Nikki. And he doesn't care about Nikki because she's not, like out in front of his face. That's kind of the idea, like, if he's not around her, does he even, like, think about her? Does he even really care about her?
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then he goes into work,
mm-hmm.
and he starts talking to Sarah, and they have a nice little conversation. Sarah is the friend to Nikki, and from the beginning of the movie, you can tell immediately that Sarah has a crush on Bear. She's not as obsessive as Nikki is, but Sarah does like Bear. You can tell there's, like, they have a nice conversation. She's more open with him. And anyway, they start talking, and she starts talking about how she wants to be a tattoo artist. That's her big thing in the movie. That's what she wants to do with her life. And her and Bear start talking about Nikki and all the weird stuff that's going on there. And while they're doing this, Bear is eating the lunch that Nikki made for him. And she left him a couple of notes in there. And the first one is a picture of him sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
It's the moment where she, like, was watching him sleep. So that's, like, super creepy.
It's a Polaroid, by the way.
It's a Polaroid picture. So it's definitely creepy. It's like, oh, that's weird. But then he just goes and starts eating the sandwich. And there's another note. And it's like, what's the verdict? And it's like, what? I didn't quite and he flips it over, and it says the verdict's cat. And at first I didn't quite understand that. I was like, the verdict? What is that supposed to mean? And clocked it immediately. Nikki cooked the cat and fed him the cat. The dead-ass Sandy cat. So that was disgusting and awful.
I just want to point out, you called out my name.
Did I?
Yeah.
When?
You said when I clocked it.
Oh, yeah. Honey Bun Hobo. When Honey Bun Hobo clocked it immediately. We're just going to have to bleep that one out.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I said too much there.
Yeah, I did clock it immediately. I understood immediately what cat meant.
Yeah.
It said cat with a question mark next to it. So it left the question in the air. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and then he takes a closer look at the meat, and it's all gross. And I'm like,
It's like gray and gross. And how did he not taste how bad it was?
That's why I think it was only like a week that the cat was dead. Or I think that's why the montage might have only been like a week and maybe less. Because how long has that cat just been there?
Yeah, you're right. Unless she went behind his back and stuck it in a freezer.
Yeah, maybe, but how long are you gonna, like, not notice a dead cat in the freezer?
You're right.
Unless he's one of those weirdos that keeps, like, dead animals in your freezers.
Yeah, because some people do that.
Yeah. And I know I just called them losers. If you do that and you do it more for the purpose of like, oh, I want them to stay with me, okay. I still think that's kind of weird. But, you know, if that's what you need to do to cope, then, hey, you do you.
Let's talk about the customer support call.
Is that what happens right after?
Yeah, it happens I think it's that same day.
Yeah, that same day. He does, we do catch a little snippet of a conversation that he has with Nikki where he tells her, like, it's not okay to cook the cat. You can't do that. And I just find it so, like, he's disciplining a child. Like, that's so morose. And it's like, what the hell?
Well, that happens after he gets home and sees her standing.
Yes, yeah. So, we'll talk about the, whatchamacallit. The phone call. I love the phone call.
So we can talk about the standing there and then the phone call, because that's the order it happens in.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So he gets home, and she is drenched in piss and sweat. It's like, how did you get piss everywhere? How? How did that happen? How does that happen?
I don't know. If she was standing in the same spot, she would have had to do like a handstand, but it still doesn't even make sense.
Like, she is like unrealistically sodden. Like,
it's like she took a golden shower.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I can't imagine that scene. Like, to be in that house at that very moment, I would gag.
Yeah, I feel like he should have when he walked in.
Yeah. Also, just one of the grossest, like, visual or auditory details in the movie. Every step she takes in that scene is her feet sloshing. Like, it, like, swells. Like
walking in wet grass.
It's gross. And she's like, oh, no, let me go take a shower. And she walks like... It's so gross. It's, oh my God.
And whenever she goes in the bathroom to start her shower, that's when he talks to her through the door, like, you can't cook the cat.
Yeah, you can't cook the cat.
Like, we talked about this.
Is that when he brings up the party?
Yeah, he brings that up. And
then... Yeah. So I guess we got to rewind back because we kind of forgot about this. Ian is having a party.
Mm-hmm.
And... like, Bear's like, hey, man, why didn't you invite me? I thought we were friends. By the way, we haven't talked about Ian much. Ian is a son of a bitch. Before pre-Wish, Ian's the douchiest person.
He really is.
He's, like, giving Bear bad advice. Like, when Bear is literally doing what he should have done from the very beginning, is just be honest to... Nikki, he, like, Bear's like, oh no, that's dumb. Be kind of mean to her. He literally brings out like that old like pickup artist. Pickup artist trick of negging. You know what negging is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally tells her, like, you just start negging her, bro.
Where you hit her with like something that might be hurtful.
Yeah. It tells her, and we never really get an explanation, like, fully. We never fully understand where the name Freaky Nikki comes from.
No.
Ian tells Bear to call her that, Freaky Nikki. And my assumption is that, like, because they talk about how Nikki used to have, like, a bad drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine her history is that she used to have, like a real party girl lifestyle, party animal lifestyle, and that she, like, whenever she did get high, she, like, Freaky Nikki would come out to play. And yeah.
Clear my throat a little bit.
Clearing the throat. I'm pouring water. But yeah, Ian is not the greatest friend. We come to find out that he's even lying to Bear about a certain subject we're not going to talk about just yet. find it out later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ian, like he's just a typical douchebag in horror movies, pretty much. But it's in this scene that we're about to talk about that I find the most interesting, where it's the piece of shit, it's the that pretty much just tells it how it is. Tells Bear like, "Hey, it's not Nikki, it's you, dude. You're the problem." And of course, he's still douchey about it. Like, I mean, like, I'm cool with you. You know, you and I are tight. We're friends. But the way it kind of looks is that you're taking advantage of her. Which is, like, very funny to me that it's him. Like, the guy that is kind of, like, the stereotypical bad guy in horror movies is the one that is the only person in the movie that calls out Bear. Like, Nick... We'll get into it later. Nikki kind of has a moment where, even Willow Nikki has a moment where they call out Bear, but obviously that's more forms of like manipulation. But yeah, it's man, it just gets crazy.
And then so after that whole thing where the whole shower thing comes up, and then he mentions that there's a party. He goes outside, and he's sitting in the car before he goes to the party.
Yeah.
And he makes a phone call to the customer support line that's printed.
For One Wish Willow.
Yeah, it's printed on the back of the box of the One Wish Willow.
Yeah.
And so he calls this the customer support line, and it's just some guy. It sounds like those old school pizza guys.
Yeah,
hipsters that don't really care.
You know, it's the director of the film, Curry Baker.
Really?
Yeah, the Curry Baker, the maker of Obsession, is the customer service.
That's pretty good.
To me, it's like pretty meta, also. Because, you know, he made the movie.
Yeah,
came up with the idea.
He put himself in there as a little cameo.
He knows how it works.
Yeah, kind of like Stan Lee back in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So calls the customer support line. He ends up talking to him, trying to ask like, how
this is very important.
How do I cancel a wish?
No, he does not ask that. Remember, like I want to talk about my wish, and the guy on the customer service guy, the Curry Baker customer service guy, asks like, "Oh, so you want to cancel a wish?" And Bear is quick to say, "No."
Oh yeah. I just want to change it a little.
I want to tweak it a little bit. So that another point. That's another point in the movie where it's like, screw you, Bear.
Yeah,
is just he understands that something really bad is happening to Nikki. He pretty much knows at this point, like, the One Wish Willow is real, and he knows that it's changed Nikki, but he doesn't care.
Right, he only cares about what's happening in the aspect of what his wish is doing.
What it's doing to him.
Right, not
how
to
it's
her.
Affecting. Yeah, he doesn't care about her, because otherwise it's like, I just want to change it.
Right.
To a way where it benefits me and I don't feel like the bad guy.
And then he says, I just want to change it a little bit, and he's like, well, we can't do that. All we can really say is, or do you want to cancel your wish?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, how do I cancel my wish? And
we don't really offer that.
We don't really do that.
Another really funny moment.
And then he asks Bear, do you want to talk to Nikki?
You want to talk to Nikki? What? Can I talk to Nikki? And then
you hear the real Nikki screaming like the wish has her held hostage.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it sounds like.
It's skin crawling.
Yeah,
that scene because it's kind of funny, especially when do you want to cancel your wish? Yeah, fine. I'll cancel my wish. We don't offer that. What do you mean? Why say it? A lot of people ask for it. Though he does tell us one very important rule about the One Wish Willow. The only way to cancel a wish, the only way to null and void it, is to yourself. You, the person who made the wish, needs to die.
Or another wish has to be made that contradicts the wish you made.
Yes.
That's the only way. So, are there any questions about our arc 2, the second arc, that you might want to ask before we move into arc 3?
Okay, yeah. At what point does this, to me, at what point does this kind of stop being like tragic and it becomes full horror?
Honestly, I feel like it stops becoming tragic whenever at the party.
At the party, and we haven't gotten to the party yet.
That we'll go over. I think that's part of arc 3. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I will say though, for me, it's just tragic all the way through.
Really?
I think so. Like, it's still horror.
Yeah,
but to me, it's tragic all the way through.
The idea of her being trapped is tragic because it's throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only tragic parts of the movie you see visually are when she briefly gains control again.
True.
Otherwise, the rest of it's just kind of a horror movie.
Definitely one part of the movie with the real Nikki that we see is definitely tragic. Well, two parts. One that destroyed your soul when I told you about it.
Yeah, you can talk about that right now.
Yes, we kind of danced around it when we were talking in the surface level. We were kind of dancing around it. So at one point, it's after the dinner scene. Nikki, it's kind of a smash cut to a sex scene after the dinner scene. And there's been plenty of movies that's done this before. Like a notable one, Weapons. There's a funny little smash cut to a sex scene in that movie. And that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be funny. There's a movie called Companion that does it. That's pretty funny. And that's kind of been my experience with those kind of scenes. So when this happened, like they're at the dinner scene, then all of a sudden it's Bear having sex with Nikki, and or I should say, Bear having it. It is very much
it's
that.
Sex.
It's Bear is having sex. Nikki isn't.
She's just laying there.
And at first, it's kind of. I didn't notice it at first.
Neither did I.
Neither. So from what I'm saying, I thought it was supposed to be kind of like darkly comedic because like, oh, it's a smash cut to sex. Bear's having sex with her, and like Bear's face is turned away so he's not looking at her. Very, very important detail. It goes into the like if Bear's not perceiving her, then does she really exist thing that we talked about earlier. Like Bear has his face turned to her or turned away from her as he's thrusting, and Nikki is just it's really Willow Nikki giving in moans like oh yeah Bear, yeah, real good. And me and my buddy Honey Bun did not notice this on our first watch of this movie. She is crying during that scene.
So Willow Nikki has control and is forcing this to happen.
Yeah, but it's so
Nikki
sad.
is so her emotions are so strong in this scene that it causes her actual body to cry.
It's there's no other word for it.
It's a rape scene.
It is pretty much like the most like it's horrific. It's just rape.
It's rape.
It's like I remember like even though like we didn't notice the crying, I do remember coming out of the theaters like, so technically Bear raped.
Yeah, he did. We both agreed on that. Yeah. So it's essentially just rape. It really is.
Yeah. It's really tragic scene.
I think we'll move into arc 3.
Where we talk about the party scene.
Yep. What a great scene.
The famous scene and it's been memed to hell. That not smile, that frown.
It's a bit crazy.
Legendary frown. But do it. Where's the phone?
That's the frown. That's the frown. I got it nailed. I've been practicing actually. So arc 3, I think, covers the majority of it. It covers the party, and shortly after the party.
Yeah.
So key beats of arc 3 is Ian's party, the hospital, and the park.
Oh no, we can't talk about the park yet. We got to talk about the bedroom scene. It's not another would-be rape scene.
No.
Would-be rape scene.
So after the shower scene where Bear confronts Nikki and says, "You can't eat the cat.
You can't eat the cat." And right? I just kind of want to have a boys' night tonight.
Right.
That's how he describes the party.
Right, because Ian said, "Just make it a boys' night."
No.
He said he uninvited Sarah and his girlfriend.
No. So essentially, basically, Bear is like, "Hey, why didn't you invite me and Nikki? Or why didn't you invite me?" Oh, excuse me. And Ian says, "I didn't invite you because you're going to bring Nikki over."
Right,
and it's clear Nick, and that's the scene where Ian calls Bear out on his BS, where Ian kind of like Ian just like plays that. It's like, "Hey, things are going to get weird. I don't want things to get weird. I just want to have a fun night with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll invite you, but Nikki cannot come."
So the key beats are Ian's party, the hospital, and the park.
The park, yeah.
The park is.
We're going to talk about the bedroom scene first.
Which one's the bedroom scene? Which bedroom scene?
The one where he talks to the real Nikki.
Oh yeah. That
happens before.
It happens before the park.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're going that up first.
So after the shower scene, Nikki insists on going to the party even after Bear told her it's just a guy's night.
Yeah.
And Ian didn't want her to be there.
Yeah.
I think he. I don't know if he mentioned that part. Did he say Ian doesn't want you there or something?
He did not know.
Okay,
he didn't dare say that. He like Bear. Yeah. He's like, it's just going to be a guy's night.
So he ends up giving in and saying, "Yeah, she can go." Yeah. And as soon as he gets there with Nikki, it pans over to Nikki sitting on the couch and
seemingly having a normal conversation.
Yeah. And Ian tells Bear, "I told you not to bring her."
Yeah.
And he says, like, "I knew you would do this. I knew you would bring her."
Yeah.
And what Bear could have saved that situation by admitting that she went on her own. Like, she practically wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, but I mean, Bear really is just so unbelievably passive.
Oh yeah,
like he's so like
he's very timid and like he lets her push him over because he's getting what he wants.
He's getting what he wants, and he just does that with everyone. There's so many times he could have like stopped any of this, done literally anything to help anyone in this situation, and he just does not take it.
So after they get to the party and they get done with that discussion, I think the first game they start playing is the drinking Jenga with the big massive blocks that are like this long.
Yeah, I've never played this game, so apparently it's like a weird Jenga game where you take out a little thing and it has like a dare on it that you have to do.
Yeah.
So they start playing that, and it's Nikki's turn. I don't even think we ever actually see, like, I don't think she reads out what her Jenga piece is.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't. She just goes into reading a little fairy tale.
It's like her own incestuous version of Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I'm grotesque.
I'm not going to talk about what that poem says.
Yeah.
Because of how bad it is and how vulgar it is.
Yeah.
But you guys need to go watch it.
Yeah. Just watch the movie. Yeah. Don't watch our podcast. Just watch the movie.
So after that scene, I think it's Bear's turn, and he draws. Was it his turn immediately after?
Yeah. So essentially, what happens is she like draws it. Like she reads from her book, ruins the whole vibe of the party. Oh, it's like the other like scene like in the dinner scene where I mentioned where it gets cringy. Like, it's cringe. The party scene, you're like, oh my god, this is uncomfortable. but they do it so well that it's like I can't look away.
They really do.
It's so great. Yeah, and so like she just basically like this big gross love poem, like sick and twisted love poem. And then I think like it turns to another guy's turn, and he's just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna take a shot.
Yeah, like after that.
Yeah, and then it goes to Bear's turn, and he pulls it, and for the love of God, I do not know why he says it. He should have just been, I guess I'm taking a shot, guys.
He either should have just taken a shot or done the dare without saying anything.
No. Whoa, no.
That okay. That's like an alternate thing that could happen that we can touch up on later if we want to. But
so the dare is kiss the person to your left. And lo and behold, to his left was Steve Rogers, Captain America.
No,
it was Sarah.
It was Sarah, the one that actually has a crush on him.
Yes.
So
and that is where, like, when he's kissed the person to your left, and you see it pans over to Sarah, and then it pans back. They both look up to see Nikki with that iconic frown. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. But that's the frown. You'll know it when you see it.
You'll know the frown.
And
maybe we'll put it in post.
She slowly walks behind Sarah, stands there for a brief moment, grabs the chair she's in, pulls it back, and doing that part right there, I thought she was going to do something to hurt Sarah. I thought she was like a murder. I thought she was going to hurt Sarah. Yeah. But she pulls her backwards, goes to Sarah's spot where she was, squats down, and kisses Bear.
No, she like a little princess, sits there, squats down. It's like,
yep, just waiting.
And he does it, and she stands up, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm in love with him. Deal with it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Deal with it." It's kind of funny.
It's super weird.
It's so weird. And she starts saying some more stuff. Yeah, and she's like, all of you are just jealous that you don't know or could ever have a love like I have for Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Deal with it. It's so funny.
And then real Nikki finally takes control for a brief moment. And the only thing she can force herself to do is cause self-harm. She can't get any words out in time to explain the situation or cry out for help.
Very, very good point to make here. She looks at Bear and she is scared and runs away from him.
Yeah.
Like she gets as far away from him as she possibly can. She grabs a wine bottle, breaks it, and slams it against her eye.
She stabs herself in her face.
Yeah, it's grotesque. And I love the scene of just like Bear sitting there defeated. He's just like...
And everyone else in the party's freaking out. Like, what on earth just happened?
Ian's like, Ian, what are you doing? Get up, man.
Yeah. He's saying Bear, not Ian.
Oh, yeah, Bear. Yeah, Bear is like, get up, Bear. What are you doing? Yeah, Ian's saying this.
Yeah. So, immediately after that scene, Bear tries to take her to the hospital to try and get that treated because she's got an open gash on her face.
From what I can tell, it was Bear and Ian, and they're kind of like having an argument. We don't really see it. It's kind of like...
in the background.
Yeah, it's kind of in the back. We can see that Willow Nikki's like dancing crazily.
Yeah.
And Bear and Ian are like having an argument.
Right.
And ultimately, they don't take her to the emergency room.
No. I think they drive to the front of the hospital, but they never go in.
Yeah. And then we have the big confrontation. One of the like scenes in the movie that kind of like lays everything bare. Like
that labels Bear as the bad guy.
Really shows just how awful this situation is.
Yeah.
Because like at one point he's like, everything was normal, everything was right. Why are you acting so weird? Like it's one of the few moments where he's finally like opening up. Mm-hmm. Like this is where we start to see like some of the true shading of Bear.
Right.
And yeah, it's kind of awful. He's like, doesn't he ask? Like he kind of like drops the facade for a second. It's like, did she ever love? Like he asked Willow Nikki. It's like, did real Nikki ever love me?
Yeah,
and
which is still so messed up because he knows it's two different individuals at that point, and still asks the question.
Yeah, still asks that question, and Willow Nikki's like, I'm your freaky Nikki. He's like, no, and it's just really like an upsetting scene. And I think I even remember like Willow Nikki asks, like, do you love me? And he says it like very timidly. Yeah, or does he? Doesn't he?
I don't think he answers the question. I think he leaves it up in the air.
I think he says something. I can't remember what he says, but that's when we get like one of the creepier moments in the movie to me. I was like, oh god, the moment where she like walks backwards.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like I don't.
It's like you're scaring me. And
you're
like,
scaring me.
And like she's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It looks like the movie was rewound. That's how she moves.
So I think what happened. What they got like a second actress, like a dancer, to kind of like mimic those movements, and then they like reversed it.
Yeah. So it looks like Nikki is just walking forward but backward. It's weird.
It's so gross. It's like so unsettling and skin crawling. It's
So that leads into them going to bed that night, right?
Yeah.
And
I can't.
He wakes up.
I want to go back to that scene real quick. What else does she say? My screen is frozen on here, by the way.
It's fine. It's still recording.
It's still recording.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on my end, it's completely frozen. But she says like a lot of telling thing. Like I remember at one point, and this is a bunch of stuff I've heard talk about, like behind the scenes for the movie, where she's like, I would never hurt you. I love you. And then she like jolts forward at him. Like someone said like that was like the jolting forward was real Nikki. It's like, no, I don't love him. I of course I'd want to hurt him. He's done so much evil to me.
Yeah, like he knew that he was doing this.
Yeah.
Behind, like he knows it's not me here, and he's still doing it all, right?
Yep.
So then they go to sleep.
Yeah, and then somehow he goes to sleep.
Yeah, I don't know how they managed to do that, but they did.
Yeah.
So after they had gone to sleep, don't know how Bear managed to go to sleep after that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I would be wide awake. He ends up getting a text message, again, between like 1 and 2 a.m., somewhere around, really early, and it's from Sarah, of all people.
Yep.
And it says, like, I'm outside at the park.
Yeah, I'm outside at the park. We need to talk right now.
Right. And
if you don't come to me, I'll come to you.
Right, and he knows, like, if she goes to him, it's going to cause a whole thing with Nikki.
Yeah.
And it would not end well. So he ends up sneaking out of the bed and grabs his phone, gets to the doorway, and he hears Nikki whisper.
And it's not Willow Nikki.
It's real Nikki.
It's the real Nikki.
So I guess in this scene, Willow Nikki was actually asleep.
Yeah.
And that gave a chance for real Nikki to take control and speak out and try and communicate.
Enough to not wake up
Willow Nikki. Yeah. She even makes it a point to say, like, be quiet, don't wake her up.
Yeah,
like she's asleep.
Don't wake her up.
Yeah. And in that scene, she asks him to kill her.
She's in agony. She can't take it.
Right, she can't take this anymore. So she literally asks him to kill her at this point.
And this son of a bitch has the gall, the chutzpah to ask, what's so wrong with being with me?
Yeah.
What's so why do you not like being with me so much so that you would want me to kill you?
What an absolute narcissist.
And she says, Bear, I haven't been with you.
Yeah.
We've never been together.
Right. And he just leaves.
And she's crying out like, Bear, please.
Yeah. And he just leaves her there.
This to me is like the nexus point of the movie where I feel like at this point he could have killed Nikki, and that might have been the best case scenario.
I really do, because after this, it's a turning point that there's no coming back from.
From this point on, all gas, no brakes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So after that, he goes outside, and the park is right across the street from his house.
Yep.
Okay? So he gets to the park and gets inside inside Sarah's car with Sarah.
Yeah.
And they start talking to each other. And she pulls out a letter. And the letter is her last letter from a college that she had applied for. It's her last chance to get into college.
I thought it was for her apprenticeship at being a tattoo artist.
That might be it, yeah.
So, it's important. So she basically is, like, talking to Bear about, like, I didn't have the nerve to open it myself.
Right, I wanted to do it with you.
And also, we kind of need to talk about Nikki. And this is where we get some very interesting information about Ian. Apparently, Nikki and Ian, before the Wish, were hooking up for a couple,
2 years.
2 years.
They had been sleeping together.
Yeah,
and
just hookups.
Right, which would explain why Ian was so against Bear getting with Nikki.
Yeah, so you can definitely see pre-Wish, Ian is the biggest bastard.
Oh, yeah.
He is an SOB, dude.
That's when you see Ian's true colors, and it's not even through him you see it.
Yeah,
it's told. And so right after that, you can kind of tell there's like some sort of romance going on.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of like, oh, this is so sweet.
Like something might happen between the two.
Yeah.
Like there's a moment of pure bliss.
Yeah, and what's the line she says? Like, I was the one to your left.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bear's like, what? I was the one to your left, referring to the party, and yeah.
And then, guess what? Out of fucking nowhere.
Out of left field. On your left.
Literally on her left.
On her left.
You see Nikki fly through the window with a brick.
With a brick, and it's like, oh no.
Then
and I want to say, no. I want to tell the audience right now that when Bear got into the car, I knew Sarah was dying. I knew she was going to die in this scene. The tension was there. You could feel it. You know exactly what's going to happen in this scene.
It's one of those stereotypes where a movie is going to follow a certain script, and it's coming, but it still catches you so off guard.
Like, I knew Nikki was about to bust through that window and kill Sarah.
But the way she did it, she put her hand up against the steering wheel with the brick in it.
So she puts, Nikki puts the brick onto the steering wheel. She grabs the brick's right here. She grabs the back of Sarah's head. Bah, 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 bah,
like
bah,
20 times.
Over 20.
It's insane. And then guess what? After the fact, Bear doesn't look phased very much at all. Sure, he might be in shock.
It's definitely shock. It's definitely like, oh my god, I don't know what just happened.
So he's in shock, and they get out of the car. They start talking about it.
Oh yeah, I do want to. I just want to talk. I don't want to like rush too far off of the topic of the murder. I have been watching horror movies my whole life. This is one of the few kills that genuinely sickened me. It stuck with me.
It showed it, dude.
It showed
all the little details. It even panned out in front of her face, so you saw the aftermath.
She doesn't have a face anymore.
No,
that's not a thing. Bludgeoned to death, and it's so sad. And especially on a first watch through, because you're kind of like, oh man, Sarah didn't deserve this. She didn't do anything wrong. Though, I will say, every character in this movie does commit a sin. Even Sarah. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah.
After the kill.
Yeah. After the kill, Nikki goes around to talk to Bear. And I love what she says.
She says,
you did this, Bear. You did that. But don't worry, we got to take care of the body.
Help me take care of the body. And he helps her.
He helps her. He helps her.
Why? Getting in the mindset of Bear is like getting in the mindset of becoming a deranged man yourself.
There's this one interview with the guy who played Michael. I can't remember his last name. The guy who played Bear, and he talks about after filming, he like when he wakes up, he's like, God, I feel so awful. Like, God, everything feels awful. And he's like, wait, dude, stop. You're not Bear. Stop it.
Yeah.
You're not like your life isn't that bad. Stop it.
It kind of it borders the line of becoming a method actor.
Yeah.
Like so many method actors have done. Like in the Joker movie, the main actor in the Joker movie, he's a method actor, and he had to put himself in the mindset.
Are you speaking of Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to put himself in the mindset of that character to best act it out. And I feel like the main actor in Obsession he unintentionally was riding that line. And so after he filmed, he felt like that was him.
I feel like when you start playing a character a little bit and you do try and get to that mindset, it can be a little hard to kind of like shake yourself out of it.
Yeah.
We could talk all day about method acting. I have a whole thing with it, especially towards like how some people speak on them, and how like you talk about all the Joker actors like Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto.
Heath Ledger, yeah, he was also a method actor.
A lot of people like Jared Leto give method acting like a bad name, and they don't really understand what it is. That's a topic for another day. But someone like Heath Ledger, it wasn't like oh, I got into the role, I became the Joker. He was just like, no, I took steps to understand how to play that character better.
Yeah.
It's not like this in depth, like this is changing my life kind of thing. It's just more so understanding the thought process of the character, so that you can better act it out.
Right.
It's something that Jared Leto doesn't understand.
So let me ask you. I think this is going to be my only question to you on Arc 3. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the kill? Like while the kill me scene while she's asleep. Did you feel sympathetic? Did you feel horrified? Did you feel both?
Definitely. It's definitely one of the it's one of the scenes that best illustrates how tragic this whole thing is, and just how like Bear has screwed everything.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like there was like a chance for Bear to still somewhat be the good guy, because, and we'll talk about it more later, no one expects like a little wish to be real. He didn't expect it to be real. It was just kind of like make a wish on a shooting star kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm too scared to say it. So I'm just gonna like put that energy out into the universe or whatever, right? And then it turns out to be real, and it's like, oh no, it's the way he takes advantage of the situation, the way that he's doing his damnedest to not take responsibility for what he's done, that makes Bear the villain of the story.
He keeps trying to make it a good thing.
He keeps trying to retrain Nikki to act how and that's a very interesting word to use for a theory that we can bring up later.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to retrain Nikki to act better. He tries to alter the wit. Like, that's his first instinct. Don't get rid of it. I still want her to like fawn over me, but I don't. I just want it different. It just in a way that it doesn't affect me negatively.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way that Bear goes about all of this, and it kind of goes into the greater theme of like how being desperate and how being so alone, just being a loser, just being so lonely can lead into you being a predator. Almost. Yeah.
You turn yourself in from a harmless victim of your own loneliness.
Yeah.
Into essentially, like you said, a predator or a just that.
Yeah. It reminds me of the saying the road to hell was paved with good intentions. I do think. You go.
I was going to say that I think that scene, it made me think that the title of the movie Obsession isn't for Nikki.
No.
Nikki's obsession with him. It's about his obsession with her and the lengths he's willing to go to keep her in that state.
Yeah, and a part of the movie that also kind of like illustrates this really well is the party scene where Nikki goes over the story, her little Hansel and Gretel retelling, and it really does like paint well like the theme of the movie. But it's pretty graphic, so we're not going to repeat it or go over it. But that's another great like mirror of the movie itself.
Oh yeah. Overall, I think the movie did enough to show that Nikki is the victim here.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. It's not even. It's not even a question.
Nikki is the victim, and Bear's intentions, like his mindset, is what essentially cursed everyone.
Oh yeah. I think that covers all of Arc 3. You want to go over Arc 4, or you want me to continue?
I'll do it. I do not mind going over that.
There's one scene in Arc 4 I think is going to be right up your alley to talk about.
Which I assume you're talking about the more comedic one.
Yep.
I'm more interested in the ending, baby.
Okay,
but all right.
From the
last one from the top. All right. So right after like helping Willow Nikki clean up Sarah's body, like get rid of the evidence, whatnot, Willow Nikki tells Bear like, "Hey, leave. I'll take care of everything. Just go out, get some fresh air." And Bear is still covered in the blood of Sarah.
Yeah.
And he leaves. He goes to like some lookout somewhere, and he decides to open the letter that Sarah wanted to open with Bear to see if she got the apprenticeship for the tattoo parlor that she wanted to go to. And of course, she got in.
Oh yeah.
But now she's dead. And this to me is really Bear's turning point, where I think he thinks that he's like, okay, I'm going to do what I need to do. Like, this is the moment where he finally breaks free of, like, I need to do something about this. Because he, like, has a scream in the car. He's no longer, like, holding his emotions back. And he's like, okay, I'm going to accept responsibility for this. And I'm going to fix this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do what I can to fix this. And so he goes back to the shop where the little Earthbound-esque crystal shop where he got the One Wish Willow. And he starts talking to a guy. And this is a very interesting point we haven't really touched on. Throughout the entire movie, we meet other people who have also made wishes on the One Wish Willow.
We don't meet them physically, but there's a string of Reddit posts.
Yeah, there's a string of Reddit posts. And the guy who owns the shop, or is the clerk at the shop, when Bear comes back in Sarah's blood, and Bear's like, "Where's the One Wish Willow? Where's the one? What? Like, why would you put that out there? Why? Like, no one would buy this if they knew that it actually works."
Yeah.
And the clerk is like, "Oh yeah, no, they're right over there." It's like, "Yeah, I've already used my wish. I can't help you out, man." So he's fine. Which we'll talk about it more later, because oh my god, I love that detail that there are other people out there who have used the One Wish Willow, and some of them are just fine.
Oh yeah,
I love that. And that goes into one of my theories about this movie and how the One Wish Willow works. But anyway, Bear buys a few. He buys like 2 or 3.
I think he buys the rest of them.
I don't think he buys that many. The One Wish Willow is like $7.
I thought I saw him like reach in and do this motion.
No, maybe he does. I can't remember. Apparently, my memory of this movie is dog shit. I couldn't. I think you were right earlier about the
party thing.
The party thing.
I feel like we should have done a rewatch.
We should have done a proper rewatch.
We were too excited to talk about it.
We were too excited to talk about this movie. But oh god, yeah. So he buys a few, and he tries to break one, but he's already used up his one wish, and it doesn't break. I love that little detail.
He tries his hardest to. Like, you can tell he's putting an effort, and it will not break.
Like when you were like 5 years old in kindergarten, trying to break a pencil. It's awesome. But then he's like, okay, I'm finally gonna come clean to Ian about everything. And so he goes to Ian's house, and he lays the plot of the movie bare, essentially. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Unintentional.
Yeah.
He lays the plot of the movie bare. He tells Ian about the One Wish Willow, and that's what's been going on. Obviously, Ian doesn't believe a word that's coming out of Bear's mouth.
Right, who would?
Yeah,
It sounds insane.
It sounds insane, and Ian's like, "Is this a joke to you, man?" And Bear's acting erratic. It's not a joke. I'm trying to explain it to you. And eventually, he's like, "Okay, this is what you need to do." He gives Ian the One Wish Willow. He's like, "Okay, you need to snap it and say, I wish that Bear's wish was no." Excuse me. Essentially, he just tells Ian that to nullify my wish, to make sure that it never happened.
Right.
Before he can even finish, Ian's like, "I wish for $1 billion."
Now, before we get into what happened, I think he did it just to be spiteful. Like, this doesn't really work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. He's like, I wish for $1 billion. He doesn't care. And Bear starts howling, "No!" And as he gets on his knees howling, $1 billion starts raining on him and Ian. And you see Bear's face. It is the most hilarious thing.
It's like this, like...
He's like... it's so...
And then Ian is sitting there,
it's like
what? Freaking out, like, what?
What?
It works?
It works! It works! But we'll talk about that. But that scene alone is so golden.
Oh,
I love it.
And after that, I think Bear asked, "Have you seen Nikki? Do you know where she is?"
Oh yeah. No, it was before.
Yeah. And
Ian says
she's at home. She's been trying to get me to go over there.
Yeah. She's been trying to. So you can tell. Willow Nikki's been trying to lure Ian into whatever she's planning.
Right, because she's already taken Sarah out of the picture.
Yeah. Now it's time for Ian. It's Ian's turn, which is like, and Bear recognizes it immediately as like, oh no, and oh man. So yeah, then they leave.
Yeah, or Bear leaves.
Well, Ian follows.
But Ian's still over there gathering money. Remember?
I get, but he's not close behind Bear because remember, it's pretty quick.
Okay.
Basically, so Ian gets all the money. He's a billionaire now. He follows Bear, and Bear goes to the final act of the film, the final scene of the movie. And Bear walks into his house. There's candles everywhere. It's like weird mood lighting.
Mm-hmm.
You see Willow Nikki doing her creepy choreography in the background. It's gross. In a horrifying sight, you see in the living Willow Nikki didn't get rid of Sarah's body. Sarah's body is in the kitchen, splayed open, not cut open, but she's naked. Her clothes are off.
Yes, spread open.
Her face has been caved in because that's how she died. And she's scalped, I think.
Yeah, she was.
And then we see Willow Nikki, and she's wearing Sarah's hair. You can see where Willow Nikki is tattooed, similar tattoos to Sarah on her body. She's wearing her clothes, and it obviously an attempt to make Bear love her,
right?
Because the entire movie, Willow Nikki's like, what can I do to make you love me? It's insane. But yeah, so she's even mimicking Sarah now. Is this who you love?
And in the process, she has a gun.
And I do love that it's a literal, or not literal, it's a Chekhov's gun. They mention it at the very beginning of the movie. And throughout the entire movie, it's so they actually have a gun for the Chekhov's gun. And for anyone that doesn't know what a Chekhov's gun, it's a literary device where if you mention something and then pan away to it, you have to come back to that thing eventually, and it has to be used. So in this case, it's a literal gun. And so, like, Bear and Nikki are kind of like having a shouting match. Nikki, like, literally self-harming herself. It's like, what will it take to make you love me? That kind of thing. What they have been arguing about the entire movie, essentially. And it's coming to this head. And then, like, Bear is, like, afraid on the couch. It's like, I love you! That scene. Like, loud, and it's crazy. And then you hear Ian knocking on the door. He's like, dude, it worked. It's real.
I got $1 billion.
I got $1 billion, dude. Come on, let's go. What are you doing? Like, Ian's literally just like, hey, screw whatever's going on here. We got $1 billion. Let's go to the Bahamas. And then Ian manages to break in. He manages to get the door open. And immediately Nikki just turns around, shoots him in the head.
Yep. He's immediately dead.
Which is like, damn, really? Ian! So is the one that gets the easy death out.
Easy death out. Now, a lot of one thing I think a lot of people aren't going to think about immediately. They're just like, oh my god, Ian died. That was fast. They're not going to think about this. In order for a wish to end, the wishmaker has to die.
Yep.
So the $1 billion Ian wished for is now gone.
I have noticed not a lot of people, even the director himself, hasn't pointed that out. Because I remember there was like a little interview where it's like, yeah, I guess the only thing Nikki has going for her is the $1 billion that Ian wished for. Nope.
It's gone.
She doesn't even have that, dude. It's gone. It's nowhere to be found. Because it's gone now.
He died, so the wish is gone too.
Yeah. It's so sad. And then, like, Bear tells her, I love you in vain, pretty much. Like, yeah, it's okay, we can fix this. All just lip service. Like, he's lost. He has lost the battle. And there's one last thing for him to do. He decides to do, he decides to end his life. At first, he takes the gun. I should point out, like, he takes the gun, and he goes into the bathroom, and we hear Nikki, like Willow Nikki, slamming on the door, trying to get in. But, like, Bear's just not receptive to it because he's about to kill himself. And he goes to, like, he's trying to find, like, the proper placement to, like, shoot him so that he can make sure that he dies. But, to kill yourself with a gun is a hard thing to do. So he doesn't do it. It's like, okay, I can't do it.
He sets it down in the sink.
He sets it down in the sink. And then he opens up the cabinet, and I kind of saw this coming. He decides to take the oxycodone that his cat overdosed on, and he takes a handful, eats them, sits on the toilet. He's getting ready to die. Then that stupid son of a goes to throw it all up. He's like, nope, I ain't doing it. I'm chickening out. I'm not doing it. The bare minimum thing to do, the last decent thing you can do
is let it happen.
And he can't even do that. And now, of course, that's a hard thing to ask someone to do. Yeah, like that's an awful thing to like ask anyone to do. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, you've done so much awful, awful stuff to the people in your life. Not even mentioning the mountain of evil atrocities that you have committed against Nikki. But you've gotten your friend Ian, and despite all of their flaws, he's gotten Ian killed, Sarah killed, and he has ruined Nikki's life. And he doesn't even have the decency to own up to it. And it's like, okay, I'm going to accept my consequences and do this last selfless thing. And he goes to throw up, but
he stops himself.
Because Willow Nikki makes a wish. And you can imagine what Willow Nikki makes a wish on. For Bear to be just as obsessed with her as
she is with him.
Yep. And this is one of my favorite comedic moments in the movie, and it's not really comedic. It's funny. It's Willow Bear coming out of the bathroom, seeing all Willow Nikki, just like she's like looking at him lovingly, and Willow Bear's like, you kind of does that. That face that the actor does, brilliant.
Yeah,
It's so hilariously funny. And then they like embrace and kiss. They go to the couch, but because Nikki made the wish before Bear could throw up the drugs, it takes, and Bear overdoses and dies.
Yep.
And Nikki's going to like resuscitate him. She can't. She goes to kill herself in a really sick and twisted Romeo and Juliet. But right before she kills herself, Bear dies and frees the real Nikki. And the real Nikki is just sitting there. And she
traumatized.
Sitting there traumatized. And then she starts to scream. And that's it. That's where the movie ends. Pans over to the static on the TV. And that is the end of Obsession.
Yeah.
The craziest finale to a horror movie I've seen in a minute. Absolutely brilliant the way they did it.
Now, do you think Bear's death was a sacrifice or a consequence?
I think so. I feel like this kind of goes into what I was saying at first, where I think Bear really does think, like, after reading Sarah's letter and saying that she was accepted and kind of having that emotional moment, he thinks that he's ready. Like, he's like, okay, I've changed. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to accept my consequences and fix this. But the second it doesn't go his way,
and Sarah dies.
Or no. When Ian dies, when he can't get through to Willow, Nikki, the second it doesn't go his way, he just gives up again.
Yeah, he just goes right. He just plays along at that point.
And then he goes to kill himself and can't do it. It's essentially just he's just not a good person.
Yeah,
he's just he's a truly selfish person. And yeah, it's. I think he thinks at that point in the movie he was willing to do what he had to do, but he just wasn't. He wasn't capable of it because he's just not a good person.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much covers all of the arcs. I mean, that's the end of the movie right there.
Yeah. So now we're heading into the hidden currents.
Hidden currents. You want to start off?
Yes. So I guess. We'll start off with some of the characters, and then we can go into the theme and then the symbolism of some of the other stuff in the movie.
Okay.
So we talked about Bear and Nikki extensively.
They're the two main characters.
So I feel like we don't have to go over them too long. I do want to talk about Bear a little bit. Obviously, just how is he a villain, right? He's not like your stereotypical villain that you see in horror movies or movies in general.
Yeah,
it's scary, but he's like very much like a realistic villain, where you can kind of not to excuse what he does, but you can understand his explanation of things to himself. His rationale. You can understand his rationale. Again, not to like sympathize or excuse what he does in Obsession, but you can understand where it comes from.
Absolutely.
And especially like young men, I feel like can kind of relate, because I'll be honest, this is kind of some deep talk I'll get into a little bit, not too much, but I'll be honest, like when watching the movie, there were parts when I was watching it, like watching Bear, I saw a little bit of myself in, sadly. Like specifically like younger me, like high school me. Because in high school, I'll admit it, I was a loser. I was a big loser.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not your therapist. All right.
Wow.
Really?
Men's mental health, everyone. It's so important. I'm so glad that month is over so that we can shit on men's mental health again. It's so great.
Find yourself a therapist. Don't talk to your best friend. No, I'm kidding. It was all a bit.
It's all a bit. But no, I was a loser in high school. And I do kind of get the rationale why he doesn't think what he's doing is wrong, right? And obviously I'm going to say, I don't think I would be as bad as Bear in that situation. I would think if I did make a wish like that on the One Wish Willow, I at some point would be like, oh no, I messed up. How do I stop that? How do I revert this? Mm-hmm. I would do my best to hey, I need to fix this. Though then again, that's just me. Obviously that's a very fantastical situation to be in, so you never really know how you'd react. I would like to think and am very confident that I would react in the sense that oh, this is deeply wrong. I need to fix this.
Yeah, you would take the situation on a moral standpoint.
Yes, yeah. But it is kind of weird to see yourself in a character that is so pathetic. That is and that's the thing. He had the chance to redeem himself at different intervals in the movie. And now, of course, the deeper he went, there was less choices. There was less of a chance for him to come out of it clean. Mm-hmm. I feel like the night he figures out, the night he makes the wish is the thing that should have told him, hey, this is not okay. Something's wrong. And as I said, in high school, I used to be that guy who had a crush on a girl and just wasn't brave enough, didn't have the balls, was a coward, and couldn't tell her how I felt. And it's a sad, pathetic way to live your life. It is. I would like to think that I have grown since then, and that I have become a better man and more confident, more brave, and more respectful.
I would say you've matured. Yeah.
You didn't know me in high school.
No, but I think you've matured since I even met you.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of life in general. It's just kind of there are a lot of people that just don't mature, and you have to mature in life. You have to grow and become a better person. Otherwise, you're just stagnant, and it's just kind of you're a sad, pathetic mess, and you'll end up like Bear. Don't be Bear. If anything, be Ian. Be a billionaire and just get out.
Wish for $1 billion while you can.
Wish for $1 billion. Yeah. Honestly, it's crazy that out of all the characters in the movie, just be like Ian sense that you're an asshole enough to be wishing for $1 billion. Screw love. Come on. But yeah, if you want, you can kind of. I feel like I've said my piece on Bear.
I don't think there's much else to go over on Bear. I could go over Nikki.
Yeah. Nikki.
She's definitely a puppet of the wish. With the extreme devotion that she's gone through and the violence that she does. Yeah. That as far as the self-harm goes,
you could even say that she's not a puppet of the wish. She's a puppet of Ian, or not Ian.
Bear. Yeah. A puppet of Bear's original action. His first transgression of the movie.
Yep.
She's a puppet of that. But even before that, she was super messy, dude.
Yeah.
Sleeping with Ian, which I'm sure she knew that Bear had some sort of affection towards her.
Everyone in the group could tell.
Literally everyone.
Yeah.
So she was already messy. And then she said to Bear that I see you as a little brother.
Yeah. Which I do want to say they do a really great job. And it's very important that, all of these characters are flawed. Each character in this movie is flawed. Even Sarah. Even Sarah's flawed. I've touched on that. And, on surface level, Sarah's the most innocent one in the movie. Mm-hmm. Which is part of the reason why, her death is so jarring, right? Her death is, just, oh my god.
It's
the person who has least to do with any of this is the one that gets the most brutal death in the movie, and it's one of the reasons why it stuck with me so hard. I was disgusted. I actually liked Sarah. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I like Sarah too. I thought the direction the movie would have gone is after everything that's happened, Bear would find some way to get rid of the wish, whether it be with another wish or any other means, and then him and Sarah would get together.
I feel like that's kind of like the Hollywood happy ending.
That's the ending that's the happy ending fans would hope for.
Yeah, it's kind of like you kind of want to see them to get together.
But the ending we were given,
they're so obsessed,
would not change.
I wouldn't change the movie for anything.
Now, do you feel like the movie gave Nikki enough of a voice, or do you think it was mostly seen through Bear's guilt?
No, it did because it definitely it shows us very much just Bear, you're a monster. What are you doing? It gives us just enough to make us. And that's the other thing I wanted to say is that even though these characters are flawed, it still does a great job of just showing the tragedy of it all. Nikki doesn't deserve this. What Nikki's sins in the movie is possibly leading Bear on. I feel like it's kind of a fair assumption to say that she knew Bear was into her. She was still screwing Ian, didn't tell him about it. And it was leading him on. I feel like that's her one sin in the movie. Does that constitute her having her free will taken away to be a sex slave?
No.
Same. Ian got what he deserved.
Real piece of shit.
We'll talk about Ian. And
I wouldn't say a debt his death is justified.
Yeah,
but. As far as
in the grand scheme of the movie, he got off easy.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah. But
we'll touch up on Ian and Sarah just a tiny bit.
Yeah, in a little bit. I do think they do a great job of really. There's parts of the movies where you kind of do root for Bear just a little bit. Just essentially, just at the end, you're just kind of rooting for him to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just to do anything that isn't self-important. But he just fails at that at every point in turn. For Nikki, it's it's just sad.
I think we've gone over Ian enough already, talking about his wish that messed everything up and his background.
And how much of a fake friend he is.
Yeah,
not a great friend.
Really two-faced. Sarah, I feel like she's the voice of reason. She's the one who ends up telling Bear the truth about Nikki and Ian.
So I feel like there's technically two sins that Sarah commits. And it kind of, the first one kind of goes into the second one. The first one is, she is the only person in the movie that sympathizes with Bear. She's the only person in the movie, in the car, Ian tells Bear, hey, you're taking advantage of Nikki. That's not right.
Yeah.
But it's Sarah who's Nikki's taking advantage of you. That's not okay. And you can kind of go back to the Hansel and Gretel thing, where at this point it is kind of Willow Nikki manipulating him. Mm-hmm. But that's
so
that.
I can agree with both sides. I see both sides of it.
Yeah.
It depends on what angle you're looking at it. If you're looking at it as if you're part of the situation from the beginning. Because Barrett, he vented to Ian about the situation.
Yeah.
So Ian had more of an insight than Sarah did.
Yeah.
So that's why his view on it was the way it was. He knew more about it. Now, with Sarah, she only knew the tiny, tiny bit.
All she knew was all of a sudden Nikki and Bear are together.
Right. And that followed up behind Nikki lying and saying her dad had cancer.
She didn't even know about that.
No, but Ian talked to her about it, remember?
No, Sarah didn't even know about the whole dad having cancer thing. Remember, because Bear and her having that, because Sarah asked, hey, what's going on with Nikki? He's Bear at this point is still continuing the lie of the dad having cancer.
Right.
It's like, oh, she's going through a lot.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
now. Her
Okay.
dad has
Yeah.
cancer.
What? So from her side of it, though, she had no insight to the actual situation. So from her side of things, it did look like Sarah was taking advantage of him.
Yeah, which obviously in the Hansel and Gretel story that Nikki tells, it is kind of like Hansel abuses Gretel, and then Gretel flips the script on Hansel and starts abusing him.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the kind of the part that Sarah notices is the like the Gretel abusing Hansel, the Nikki abusing Bear, and that's all she cares about. Which kind of goes into the second thing that Sarah, this is her actual sin. She's like a willing bystander. Like she's not like she can see that there's something going on with her friend Nikki. Yeah. Like there's something not right going on with this, but because of her crush on Bear, she's willing to take Bear's side, and she's just not willing to do anything for her friend. So her big sin of the movie is like willful ignorance, kind of like really like apathy for her friend that's clearly going through something. Like I don't really care about that what she's doing. Like she's kind of like the outside perspective of Bear.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's because her interest from the beginning was Bear.
Yeah.
Like she didn't really care or pay much attention to Nikki.
Yeah.
As part of, I wouldn't say as part of the friend group, but the majority of her attention was directed towards Bear.
Yeah.
I mean, every friend group is structured like that, where one likes one person more.
Yeah, like who brought who into the friend group, that kind of thing.
Every friend group has that, and I feel like hers was Bear, and that's why her point of view was focused on him, because she was more worried about him than Nikki.
Yeah, who clearly something's wrong with Nikki.
Right.
Yeah.
So from her point of view, she saw something was wrong with Nikki, and it seemed like Nikki was taking advantage of Bear.
Yeah.
By
I'm depending on him.
Right, like by abusing his kindness.
Yeah.
Into getting things easy.
Yeah. So I will say, like, I feel like there is a bit of willful ignorance on Sarah's part, but at the same time, like, she was just genuinely ignorant to the situation at hand.
Yeah.
So, to me, she's definitely the most clean person in the movie when it comes to, like, what all she did wrong.
Right.
But there is still a little blame to lay on her as well.
Even if it was unintentional.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we can move on to the One Wish Willow as an entity now.
Yes, the One Wish Willow.
This gets interesting.
The whole point of this.
It's literally.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the main topic of this episode. Yes. Is the One Wish Willow. It's what made the movie.
Yes.
So I feel like the One Wish Willow, it respects the letter of a wish and not the spirit of what you wish for. I
very much I kind of differ on that stance. I think it's the other way around. And that kind of goes into my theory about the movie. And we don't have to dive into it just yet, but I'll say it for the audience. I genuinely think that Bear's intentions with the wish, it like kind of really affected it badly. I very much do think that his perception of love and what he wanted out of Nikki is what screwed everything up. That's my kind of theory, and I'll go more into that later. But so I don't think if he worded it better, then the wish would have gone better. I genuinely do think like he could have worded it perfectly. The wish still would have messed up on him because of his perception of love.
Yeah. See, and the way I view it is, I feel like the way it works is very up to interpretation.
Yeah.
It doesn't really define how the wish works itself.
True. And that's perfect for a movie.
It really is. It keeps things interesting and very vague, so you don't really know what can go wrong and what can't.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of those scenarios where it literally takes it respects the letter of your wish and not the spirit. Like, you know, just like the way Ian wished, I wish for $1 billion. He got it.
Yeah.
I wish for Sarah to love me more than anyone in the world. You got exactly that, buddy.
You're wishing for Sarah, while Bear's wishing for Nikki. You're stealing his girl.
I'm stealing Sarah. I'm sorry,
dude. That we can go into this. I'll bring up this question. That we'll go past it. But I got a fun like what if scenario.
Okay. Wait. So, do you see the Willow as evil or just indifferent?
So, it's kind of weird, and that's why I like it so much. To me, it's kind of indifferent, but at the same time, you can definitely like sense like the malevolence behind it.
Yeah.
But I think that's just more so the just the nature of Bear and like how his whole thing. And it kind of goes into another theory of mine, which it's kind of hard to talk about that question without really going into my big theories on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't think One Wish Willow itself is evil, because we see other people give it, like, they have the wish, like, they've made their wish and they're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like, look at Ian's wish.
Yeah, $1 billion.
He just gets $1 billion. There's no, like, curling the monkey's paw on that one. It's just, hey, you wanted $1 billion. There you go.
Well, there is a long-term one of that, but
That's a headcanon.
Well, I'll go into that during
we'll go
the next segment.
into our theories. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go into that in a minute.
Yeah.
We can go like some of the symbolism and motives of the movie. Okay.
Motifs.
Yeah, motifs, if you will.
Not if you will. That's the way you do it.
Okay. Well, motifs. Sandy the cat. All right.
Sandy the cat.
Sandy
and there's
the
a
cat.
great fan theory that I don't subscribe to that a lot of people do. We'll talk about it when we go into theories, but Sandy the cat.
Yeah. So the cat's death is the first consequence of Bear's secret life.
The oxy.
You know?
So I don't know what oxycodone is. Like, I don't know
it's
what
it's a painkiller.
That's it?
Yeah, it's it. It numbs you and makes it just numbs you up pretty much.
Okay, so it's a painkiller. He has a lot of it. And it's prescribed. I don't know. I haven't heard it's prescribed, but I haven't heard this theory a lot. Is Bear like a pain? What's pill head? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, pill head.
Yeah. Is that kind of like a big theory going around? I haven't really heard that much.
I haven't heard anything about it.
It would be interesting.
The movie didn't really specify what they were for.
Yeah, because Bear, the only thing he has is like anxiety that we can tell.
It just showed that he had all of that medication.
Yeah, he's got a medicine cabinet, because that's a very striking detail that you notice pretty instantly is just how much medicine he has.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, like a concerning amount. So it's kind of like, oh, is he anemic? Is he like?
And I feel like that's one of those symbols, though, is like seeing all of those medications could show like he has a secret life. Either a secret life of drug abuse he's not telling anyone about,
True, or
a secret life of pain that he's been hiding and trying not to tell people about for, keeping up appearances.
Because that is actually a really good point, because throughout the entire movie, he is lying to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't tell Nick, like, he doesn't tell anyone immediately about Sandy, his cat, dying. He just lies about it. He just keeps lying about it until, like, he kind of just breaks down and tells Sarah about it. Sarah's the first person he tells. And then, throughout the entire movie, he refuses to tell anyone any of the really bad stuff that is going on with, Nikki, with, Willow Nikki and all of her strange behavior. Like, he doesn't tell Ian when Nikki dug up his cat.
Yeah.
So that actually is a very interesting point. I also kind of feel like it could be like symbolism of oh, this is the face that Bear wants you to see. Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's just the nice guy, but underneath he's kind of like this messed up predator. Like, he's got a lot of issues. Like, he wants to come off as like, I've got my stuff together. I've got what I want to be in life together, but really he's just a mess. He's just a depressed messy
He definitely
person.
is.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Also, no, I'll bring it up when we're talking about the theory. Never mind. When it comes to Sandy's cat.
All right. So one of the motifs that you notice throughout the movie is it starts with the Sandy sandwich. Okay.
Yeah.
The Sandy sandwich, Nikki covered in bodily fluids, Sarah's mutilated body, and Nikki stabbing her own face during the party. Right.
Yeah.
So all of those situations were either one of two things. It was either the wish taking over so much that keeping Nikki on such a straight path to maintain that wish, or it was the wish trying to go out of its way onto a different path, trying to make sure that Bear stays on the path.
I think it's most definitely like the wish doing what it can to like keep Bear to herself.
Right. So I feel like the sandwich and her being covered in bodily fluid is the wish's way of keeping Nikki on the path to try and keep what the image Bear wants to keep that up.
Yeah, I think because at a certain point you do kind of see Willow Nikki kind of start to learn that she like at one point she like tells like because she hurts herself multiple times and threatens to like kill herself multiple times towards the latter half of the movie. Like once real Nikki stabs her eye, like Willow Nikki's like, oh, if I self-harm, you'll love me. Like it'll force you to love me and give me what I want.
It's really messed up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all the symbolism and motifs I want to go over.
Yeah, we are running a little long on this episode, so we'll cut it short. And also, it's been a hot minute since we watched the movie, so we might be missing some like really juicy details. So forgive us for that. But,
I think it's time to go off the deep end. With our own theories and what ifs. I feel like this is what me and the Boogie Woogie Man have been waiting so long for.
Yes. So do we want to go over like the big fan theory?
Yeah, you can start with the biggest one that you want to talk about.
The biggest one that I've heard that I'll say I don't buy into it. I can kind of see why people buy into it. I don't buy into it at all. Is that Nikki or Willow Nikki is actually the spirit of Bear's dead cat. Yeah. Because, admittedly, there are some interesting cues for that, where Willow Nikki kind of acts cat-like with her, like, stalking Bear, like, staring at Bear, watching him sleep, bringing Bear dead animals.
Yep, like that's a big one.
Yeah, and just the way that she acts, the way that she moves. So there is like a lot of credence to that, and I understand why people buy into that theory. I just don't. I really just don't buy it. For me, I think the cat symbolizes, or the way that like Willow Nikki acts cat-like, more so symbolizes like Bear's view of love and what he wants from a partner. He wants a pet. He wants a pet that unconditionally loves him.
Right, and then
not like a living, thinking person with their own ideals and thoughts. Just someone that exists to be around and love him. So I really think it's more just symbolism than that's actually what it is, that Nikki is possessed by the spirit of Bear's cat. Because to me, it just doesn't... I get the reasoning. I just don't buy it.
You can see the motifs or symbolisms behind it, right? You can see how it all matches up and lines up.
I can see the similarities.
Yeah. I want to ask go into a what if scenario. Okay. What if Bear wished for someone who truly loves him or truly loves me? Let me rephrase it. What if he said, I wish for someone who truly loves me as I am, instead of asking for her to love him more than anyone else.
So I feel like a handful of things could happen with that what if scenario. I feel like it would either do kind of what it did already and just possess Nikki, because it would either like there's like the perfect scenario and then there's the scenario. The perfect scenario is like the person that actually does love him, like maybe even Sarah. Maybe their love was true, which after watching the movie, probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway, it would search out like one person that actually would like him, would love him as he is, and the One Wish Willow would just work its magic so that they could meet magically.
Yeah, see,
I think that could happen.
That's what I would think has happened. Like the wish doesn't like possess anyone; it just causes things to happen in the world around them to push Bear and Sarah together, because we know that Sarah likes Bear.
We'll use Sarah as kind of the example of like, oh, maybe it's this person.
Yeah.
Now, for my scenario, I think the way to twist it and make it the curling of the monkey's paw, you could basically it's like a roulette. Instead of it guaranteed to be Nikki, it could be literally anyone in the world. And then, so in this case, like Sarah halfway across town, she suddenly becomes Willow Sarah. Yeah. And it just plays out like that.
It hits Ian.
And that goes into my real fan theory. It was never about Nikki. Bear wanted to have sex with Ian the entire time. Think about it. I think Bear knew. I think Bear knew the entire time that Ian was having sex with Nikki, and so, like jealous, just really jealous. Is like it's like okay, he wants to have sex with her and not me. Well, maybe I'll start having sex with her, and I'll see how it can happen.
That's crazy.
That's my fan theory. That's my game theory.
That is a good one. Do you have one you want to go over?
Yes. What I actually think, how the wish works.
Okay.
That's my big thing. So we talked about it a little bit. My theory on how it works. There's a couple of things that can kind of go into it. I think the wish, it reads the intention of the person, like the perception of the person. That's kind of how I think it works. So because not Ian, Bear's like perception of love is so misconstrued, it's so warped and wrong that it truly believes that it did it right. There's some lines in the movie that kind of support that. I feel like I can't remember them, but I think a big tell of that is that we see other people in the movie that are completely fine and they have made the wish.
Yeah.
Like there's like two clerks that we see. I think the redhead made a wish.
Don't remember what it was, if she even mentioned it.
She doesn't mention it. The other guy doesn't. No one other than Ian, no one mentions their wish. But like we see other people in the movie in like the Reddit thread that Ian goes or Bear goes to. We see that other people have made a wish and they're completely fine. So I really do think that it's just because of Bear is who he is, it twisted and warped the wish in such a way that it just corrupted it and made it nasty. Because I feel like if he had a better understanding of love, honestly, if he had a better understanding of love, he wouldn't have made the wish in the first place.
Yeah, obviously. He would have figured out how to make it work naturally.
Yeah. Would have worked naturally, and he just would have told Nikki straight up, like, yeah, I do like you. Do you want to go out sometime? And that would have been the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But I do think that him, his perception does affect it. And, like, his intentions, like, definitely add a different layer to the wish. And I feel like another interesting thing, and I brought this up right after the movie, I think that another thing he did wrong, or something that could have maybe added to why the wish was so messed up, is that he wished for one of the three things that you're not supposed to with like genies. And if you watch Aladdin, this is kind of where I'm getting it from. So it's more fun. I think the intention, like your perception of the wish, is more the right theory.
Yeah.
Or I feel like that's more my headcanon. But this one's kind of a fun one. So in Aladdin, he tells old boy Aladdin, okay, there's three things you can't wish for. Can't wish for someone to fall in love with you. You can't wish for someone to come back from the dead, and you can't wish for more wishes. I think those are just like kind of like the forbidden rules. And Bear wished for one of them, and that's why it was so
right. Like the One Wish Willow, since itself can't verbally say no, I can't do that. It does it. Yeah. It just twists it because it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're breaking the rules,
so we're gonna break you.
Yeah. I think that could be another possibility, but I do think it's just like his intention with the wish.
I like that,
and I feel like if it's based off the intention, then you can kind of start to ask, like, okay, then is the One Wish Willow conscious? Does it have a mind of its own, or I don't know if you said it here on the podcast, but you've said it at some point, like, or is it just an enforcer? Like, hey, you wish for this. Here you go. Now deal with it.
Right. It's more of a, like, yeah, we'll grant your wish, but you're going to have to live with what happens.
Yeah, we're not liable for it.
So there's one thing I want to ask you, and then two things I want to ask people listening. Okay. Who's really the most dangerous in this whole movie? Is it the Willow, Bear, Nikki under the spell, or the company that sells the toy?
Ooh, and God, I really want to know more about the company. Like, is it just like is it just like a literal willow tree, a magical willow tree that like some FedEx truck comes up to and is like, hey, I got to ship all these out.
Yeah, I need to get some of your branches.
Yeah, come on, yeah. And I would love to know more about it, but honestly, like, like that's such a big what's going on? What is the One Wish Willow? Where does it come from?
It kind of makes you question like the lore of it. Are they fabricated branches? Are they real branches? And if so, are the branches? Is the magic applied to them after they come off the tree, or is the tree magical that they come from?
Yeah, or like, who owns it? Who owns the business?
Yeah,
maybe the One Wish Willow being a business was someone's wish.
What would they have wished on them?
Like I don't know, to control the One Wish Willow.
Yeah, but how would they have made the wish?
By breaking the branch.
Oh, okay. So they just said like, I want to own it.
I want to own the One Wish Willow. And then it's kind of like cosmic justice. Like, yeah, you just get to become like a CEO.
Yeah.
of a company
we'll make
over
a company.
the most magical, like the most powerful magical item in the world.
Yeah. So the two questions I want to ask the listeners, so we can get some engagement. See what you guys are pondering in your head instead of lobsters.
I ponder lobsters.
A lot of people won't get that reference.
They won't get it, but
so if you could change just one choice that Bear makes, which one do you think would save the most lives? That's a pretty heavy one.
So that's an answer for you guys, that's a question for you guys to answer. But I'll give you guys my answer. Wish for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Wish for $1 billion.
Just do it from the beginning.
It's like, oh man, I wish I was rich.
I wish I was the richest person on planet Earth.
Yeah, at least think about it in the shallow way. It's like, oh god, if I'm rich, then Nikki will love me. And then, yeah.
And the other question is, if there was a version of the story where if there is, or if you could wish for a better story, would there be a version of the story where Bear and Nikki could have a healthy relationship after the wish is broken?
So, this is probably going to be my most philosophical answer to this question. This is a question for you guys as well, but I'll give you my answer on this. My answer is no.
I would agree.
No.
There's no ending in which they could ever be happy after
No.
that situation.
Not going to happen.
Unless the wish is broken and someone wishes for Nikki to be happy again.
Hey, trauma be gone.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I wish for Nikki to forget everything that happened while she was influenced.
That's not a happily ever after. That's more manipulation.
Yeah. I wish for her to forget everything that happened under the last wish.
Oh my god. That's awful.
That'd be something that Bear pays someone else to wish for.
Dude, that would actually be a Bear wish.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He would get someone else to wish for it.
Dude, that's actually a wish Bear would make. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. So I think that wraps up the hidden deaths.
Yeah.
Now it's time to go into ripples in reality. And coming up for air. It's been a long episode.
It has been. What did Obsession get right about how desperate people can be? Like, how far desperate people will go to feel not alone?
The rationality of it, I feel like, is definitely a major part of it, because the entire time, Bear doesn't think of himself as the villain.
No.
Like, he's like self-centered, but at the same time, he's in that mentality of like, oh, woe is me. Why can't I have what I want? And it really is just that rationale.
Mm-hmm.
They nail that. They just nail it.
Let's see. What's another question? That could be something that relates to how reality is. What's one romantic trope that you would give a side eye to in real life and in a film?
Probably the part in the romantic comedy where the cutesy romantic lead, the female lead of the movie, just brutally murders the shit out of a woman with a brick.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm going to side eye from now on.
It's not really a romantic trope there, though.
What are you talking about? Have you never seen 10 Things I Hate About You?
Have you never seen Obsession?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, I'm trying to think of more romantic. Dude, she's just not that into you. That's my favorite scene in that movie.
All right, well, I think there's not much we can go over as far as the ripples in reality that Obsession would cause that we haven't already discussed.
Oh, yeah.
So with deep regret, I think it's time for us to come up for air.
I'm not regretting it. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I think that's so far down. That's as far down as we can follow the One Wish Willow tonight. We've gone from dead cats and cursed toys to magically induced obsession and a body count that should absolutely not come from something sold in a crystal shop.
If you made it all the way through this episode, first of all, hydrate. Get some water. Get some H2O. Get some dead cat in your system. Get some food. Don't make it your dead cat. That was just a joke. And second, let us know what you think about Obsession. Is Bear a tragic idiot, a selfish villain, or a messy combination of both? I'll tell you what I think he is. I think he's a selfish villain. And a piece of shit. Anyway. And where do you land on Nikki? Victim? She's a victim. Or a weapon that the wish picked up and swung around. Bit of that, but definitely not a monster. She's a victim.
We also want to hear your One Wish takes. If you got your hands on the One Wish Willow, what's the most honest thing you'd be tempted to ask for? And what's the version of that wish you'd actually be willing to live with once the fine print kicks in?
You can send those to our socials. Drop your own theories about the Willow's rules or pitch other stories you want us to drag into the deep dive den. If there's a movie, show, or game that left you a little messed up and you need help unpacking it, that's kind of what we're here for.
Next time, we're switching genres, but keeping the emotional damage.
Oh.
We're heading into the neon-soaked, chrome-plated heartbreak of cyberpunk edgerunners. Found family, doomed love, and what it costs to try and carve out a future in a city that eats people alive.
So if you haven't watched Edgerunners yet, Consider this your homework. Binge it, cry a little, and then come back ready to dive into Night City with us.
Until then, take care of yourselves. Don't make any wishes you wouldn't sign your name under, and maybe just talk to your crush instead of cursing them.
Take a breath, come up for air,
And we'll see you next time.